Hello everybody, I'm Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films. I have a little bit of steroid brain right now. I'm on steroids to reduce this inflammation that's on my neck, which is causing pain down my arm. So I'm easily distracted. So hopefully the technical problems will not be so bad today. We've been digitizing a lot of Centron films. And let's see, I don't know if I've shown this one. I don't think so. Ooh, okay, so this is a one I've shown over the years, but I guess I haven't shown it on the show. It's about our good friend Vandalism. This is Portrait of a Vandal. Enjoy.
Come on. Woo! Wow! Oh, the stereo, right! Go up and
Nobody ever uses a canopy anymore.
all right.
Vandalism means willful or senseless destruction, especially of something valuable, something hard to replace.
How'd you get out? I left about 5 minutes before you. Hey, how about your skateboard?
We do.
No.
What's the use of skipping if we don't have nothing to skip about?
Hey, there's Debbie's house. Oh, yeah, Debbie that stuck up, came up to, Yeah, hey, let's play trick on her. Come on.
But vandals don't usually think of themselves as willful or senseless, and most of the time they're not. Most of the time they're nice enough people who know all about right and wrong. But sometimes even a nice person plays the sneak, becomes a coward who's afraid to strike out at whatever is really bugging him. And often there's a connection between what he does and what he does it to. If a teacher makes him mad, he throws a rock at the school. If a girl offends him, he takes it out on her bike.
Hey, you guys, I don't think we ought to do this.
Sneaky.
Come on, I don't think we ought to do this.
Underhanded.
Guys.
Don't you hate Debbie? Yeah, whenever you walk down the hall, you say, hi, Debbie. She just sticks her head up in the air and ignores you. She's so stuck up. I've been waiting a long time to do something to her.
You guys, this is dumb, because Debbie's not even going to know we did it.
That's easy. Just find something to write with and we'll leave him a message. Hey, don't you guys? Someone might be in there. Hey, it's open! All right. Hey, John, come on. Somebody might be in there. Come on, nobody's here. Yoo-hoo! Debbie! Debbie, dear!
Guys,
Nobody.
A vandal is often a puppet, a dummy without a mind of his own. He can get himself into serious trouble because he's willing to go along. A Pinocchio, but somebody else pulls the strings.
Yeah, this has got to be the place. Come on, guys.
Well, you think we should be doing this?
Oh, come on, Chad. Don't be chicken. Yeah, come on, John.
What do the books do here?
Oh, forget about the books. We gotta find something to write with. Hey, what do we want? We got something to write with. On the mural. Hey, what are you gonna write? Yeah. I'm not about my mouth, man. I am ready for space. Come on, where'd you guys get those bras? Come on, where'd you guys get those bras? Snoopy, come home!
A vandal is out of control. Once he's started, he can't stop. It's as if he were out of gear on a steep hill. He goes on and on.
Your mom's gonna clean up. They got something. Watch this. Watch out the lamp. Watch out the lamp.
Oh, is there somebody who's going to be in your home?
Well, my aunt hasn't arrived yet. Perhaps she's here now.
Yeah, here's some. Here's some. Oh, come on, guys. Get out here. Don't stop it. Oh, no. Oh.
And your first name, ma'am?
Charlene,
And your address again here is?
2204 Oxford Drive.
Can you tell me about what time you arrived home?
Sometime around 3:30.
Can you show me the full extent of the damage that happened here?
Well, there was all this, and, well, would you like to see the rest of it yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes. Debbie, do you know anybody who could have done this?
No, I don't know. Why? Why do they have to do this?
A vandal gets his kicks destroying things which have meaning for other people. And everything does. There isn't anything that doesn't mean something to someone, whether it's public property or private.
Hey, John, wait up. Oh, hi, Jeff. Want to get a Coke? No, not really. Why not? I don't know. What's bugging you? Nothing. Come on, tell me. Well, can you keep a secret? Yeah? I mean, a real promise. Yeah, sure. Well, do you remember what happened at Bricker's house? Yeah, I heard about that. Well, we did it. I mean, see, it all started as a little joke. We were gonna go
A vandal
the air out of Debbie's tires.
is a snitch,
And Sean wanted us to do what we
snitching
could
on
to
himself.
mess things up, and so we just went along with him. I mean, how are we supposed to know her dad died?
Either he thinks he's done something smart,
You know, Joe.
or he feels so guilty that he has to get it off his chest.
I don't know what
Sooner or later, he ends up telling everything
it was.
to somebody, and then the news gets around.
Hello? Yes? Well, yes, officer. What is it? Yes, Kurt's our son. Oh, well, I'm sure there must be some mistake. Are you sure? Well, yes, I guess so. What time? Why?
What was that all about?
Well, that was the police department. They want us to bring Kurt down there to... Kurt? They said that you were involved in that horrible incident at the Bricker house.
No, I don't know. Maybe someone's trying to get me in trouble or something.
A vandal
you sure?
is a liar.
Get your name.
If he wasn't before, he becomes one when he realizes what he's done.
Are you telling us...
Maybe for a split second, he is only lying to himself, pretending it didn't happen.
The police wouldn't call if they
But it
had
doesn't
no
stop
reason.
there.
Dad, I swear to you.
He lies to his parents.
I don't think I could bear it if you were involved in anything like that.
It'll be simple enough to clear it up when we get to the police department.
I appreciate you bringing the boy.
And he lies to everyone else, as long as he thinks he can bluff his way out.
Would you mind looking at me, Kurt? Son, there's only one way you and your friends are going to keep your stories straight. And that's by telling the truth. I've already talked to Joe and John and their parents. Now I need to hear it from you. Everything you did that day. Okay?
I don't know what they told you, but I wasn't with them that day.
Well, that's hard to believe. You boys are always together. You're always with them or Sean.
No, Wednesday I wasn't.
How do you know what day it was?
Wednesday. Wednesday. That's the day I was baking cookies and all you boys came in together. Oh, Kurt. Kurt, you were with them.
A vandal hurts people. The people he cares about the most.
Kurt, you swore to me and I believed you.
The people who care about him.
I'm sorry, officer.
Wouldn't you like to get it over with, Kurt? Tell me all about it. Look, Kurt, everybody makes mistakes. When they do, they have to face up to them. Set things straight.
Okay, but it wasn't my idea.
I know. We let ourselves get dragged into things sometimes, don't we, Kurt? Maybe the court will take that into consideration. And since this is your first offense, I think you'll probably get probation. But I'm afraid the court will expect you to pay your share of the damages.
Damages?
Yes, in this state, those who are responsible must pay their share of the damage they've caused.
But we don't have that kind of money. And for nothing. For nothing.
Nice enough people who know all about right and wrong, up to a point. The point where fun becomes destructiveness. Then a sneak, a liar, a clod. There isn't very much good you can say about a vandal.
Well, I was talking to Ellen. She just set it off.
There'll be times when you'll be in situations like the one the boys in this story were in. When you'll be part of a group where everybody's feeling good and has energy to burn. Times when temptation lies in wait. The temptation to do something which will make you think less of yourself when it's all over.
Hey, look at all these rocks. I got some good ideas with these. Come on, you guys, come get some.
Now is the time to figure out how you're going to handle those situations. Before you pick up the first stone, before you get involved with something that could get out of hand, now is the time to decide, is this a picture of you?
I'm a punk. That's what I do. That is from a video that was shown on the Found Footage Festival. It was a news thing about a guy who vandalized a church cemetery, I believe, and wrote satanic things, but he misspelled Satan. And they asked him why he did it, and he's like, I'm a punk. That's what I do. So good. Yes, this is... this film is brilliant. Very much. Of all the vandalism films, I like this one the best because the payoff is so high. There's other ones that we have, like Boy Who Liked Deer, which is incredibly depressing. And there's a vandalism film made by Encyclopedia Britannica. And there's always a loss. And sometimes the loss is related to what the person is invested in. And so that's how it hits home. All right, let's go to the Himalayas and learn about tea workers. Enjoy.
With the taking of this fresh water for washing, before an offering of morning prayers, Kishore starts his day. This is the story of 15-year-old Kishore and the family of Dorji Lama, who is a tea worker in the Himalayas of India. On this tea garden, Kishore's father, Dorji, is a watchman, so he leaves at dawn to inspect the estate. His parents were poor farmers from neighboring Nepal who came to this estate looking for a better way of life when Dorji was only 1 year old. He has since lived and worked all his life on this tea garden. He started as a laborer, earning the equivalent of $6 a month. Now he earns $21 a month. Over the years, his way of life has improved, which he attributes to the estate, his trade union, and to his God, but also to his own hard work. After Kishore's prayers, he recites his lessons. His ambition is to become an engineer. His younger brother, Arun, and his oldest sister, Karun, attend a nearby primary school run by the estate. Kishore goes to a junior high school over 3 miles away. He walks to school with his friends, since there is no bus service in these rugged mountains. It is a climb of over 1,000 feet. Walking is a way of life in these mountains. As they go, they talk about their favorite sport, soccer, and their school lessons. They know how essential education is to them. It is their only way to successfully get away from the tea garden, or at least to get a technical and better paying job on the estate. The high school is 2 miles beyond Kishore's school. Some students spend up to 6 hours a day walking to and from their school. Kishore is third in his class of 48. It is his teacher's opinion that he could be first, which would surely qualify him for a scholarship from the Tea Board of India. Not long after dawn, Kishore's mother, Busor, his aunt, Kamala, and his grandmother go to work in the tea garden where only the tender leaves and bud of the tea bushes are picked. Tea bushes were first planted in these hills 120 years ago, and on this estate over 80 years ago. The finest tea in the world is grown here. At 63 years, Granny is strong and stubborn and enjoys the strenuous life. It keeps her fit and healthy. Working on these steep hills is also dangerous, as landslides are frequent. The women work 25 days a month and earn an equivalent of about $10. By picking an excess weight of leaves, they earn a bonus offered by the estate to increase production. Living in the mountains is costly. Heavy clothing and shoes are necessary, and their diet requires meat. A man's shoes cost about $7, a wristwatch $20, and a small transistor radio $65. Despite the high cost of things, Granny generously shares her earnings with Kishore so he can buy lunch at school. When When the baskets are filled, the women return to the factory. The leaves are weighed and taken for processing. In addition to his regular duties as a watchman, Dorji constructs buildings for the estate. The estate manager knows that Dorji is a good carpenter, hardworking and reliable. The other men enjoy working for him because he is easygoing. This extra work adds about $10 a month to Dorji's income. The factory furnaces produce the hot air necessary to dry the tea leaves. Great care is taken in processing the tea leaves. Each step is a delicate operation. Drying the leaves, rolling them to bring out the juices that give tea its flavor, and the roasting and sorting of the tea. Tea tasting is the final important step. If all the previous steps were properly done, the tea will have a fragrance, and the tea taster will know. This tea is the finest among the teas of these Himalayan slopes. While the women work in the garden, their infant children are cared for in the estate's nursery. When the day's work ends in the garden, the women's chores at home begin. It is Busor's responsibility to prepare the family meals. She is boss in her kitchen, although the other women help her, even Granny, who is matriarch of the family. It takes several hours to prepare the evening meal. First, the rice, then vegetables from their garden. Kishore has duties too. He washes his own clothes, a sign of growing up and eventual independence from his parents. A stage every Nepalese boy passes through in reaching the responsibilities of adulthood. One of his duties is to cut grass for the family cow. Arun is responsible for feeding the chickens. The cow and chickens are among the family's few possessions, so they are well cared for. When his chores are completed, Kishore plays soccer. He is a good athlete, an aggressive one, like his younger brother Arun. Dorji also likes the game and volunteers as referee. He shows no preference to his sons who play on opposite sides. Both play hard. Dorji and his family are Buddhist, and Dorji is a lama or priest. Within the lama sect, Dorji is a teacher. He must teach one of his sons the Buddhist scriptures and ceremonies, which are in the Tibetan language. Since he wants Kishore to concentrate solely on becoming an engineer, he has selected Arun, his quick and bright second son, to carry on the Lama's duties. Once a year, a special puja, or ceremony called tika, is performed in the home. Cotton wicks are required for the many lamps used in the ceremony. Tika is the offering of prayers for the family and homage to family authority. As the family elder, Granny holds the family's authority. She rigidly follows tradition. In this religious family, each member has its duties and works hard at them. Dorji, Busor, and Granny want education for the children, especially Kisor. They will put all of the family's resources behind him and his ambition to be an engineer. In this way, Kisor will eventually leave the tea garden and go on to another way of life.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have others in that series. I'm not sure. I have to look and see. AV-Ed. What a generic name for a company. I need to see what other films I have that deal with ethnographic things. All right. I have a microphone, and I'm speaking into it. So this film speaks to me. It's microphone speaking. Enjoy.
The man to whom we are about to present this award.
But there are two parts which are always readily discernible.
As we have just heard, the transplanting of the peace rose is a very delicate operation. It is imperative to give the roots. To give the roots enough oxygen and enough space in which to breathe.
For the hereditary
And
gene.
now it gives me
Undoubtedly, you have noticed that most newsworthy personalities appear to have strange metallic appendages growing up in front of their faces. As you have probably surmised, these benign growths are called microphones. Today, microphones are familiar extensions of many public figures, but this has not always been true. Suppose, for example, that a microphone had been thrust in front of Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg.
77 years ago, our force brought forth... What's wrong with this contraption?
And if the orders at Bunker Hill had been issued over a public address system.
Don't fire until you see the whites of the...
What did he say? America might still be a British colony. Contrary to popular opinion, the modern public address system is not expressly designed to embarrass speakers with raucous noises. Properly used, It is a reliable tool which permits the speaker to communicate comfortably with a large audience. Today, anyone may be called upon at any time to speak over a public address system. On such an occasion, one might benefit by knowing something about microphone techniques.
Your student body president, Richard
When confronted with the microphone for the first time, many speakers develop their own distinctive styles.
Go Big Blue! All right, so once the beginner, get behind that team.
This young man's style, for example, might be called the lusty larynx approach. He studiously shuns the microphone, plants himself several paces away, and bellows at his audience. To his listeners, he may sound like this.
That's important. They've got it. Look at their one-loss record. Well, I know ours is kind of bad, and our team spirit is a little poor, but it's because of every one of you. All right, now at the same time, I want you all to realize that
The lusty larynx style of delivery becomes acutely uncomfortable when someone attempts to compensate for the speaker's indistinct delivery by increasing the volume on the public address system. It then sounds like this. This unpleasant phenomenon is known as feedback. It works this way. The voice is picked up by the microphone and transmitted to the amplifier, which boosts the volume for broadcasting through the speaker system. When the volume is raised too high, some of the sound from the speakers feeds back into the microphone, overloading the system and causing the annoying screech. Feedback can be halted temporarily by covering the microphone. It will recur unless the speaker moves into optimum microphone range, and the volume control is adjusted downward accordingly.
assemblies in the auditorium, and we would like for all of you... The transplanting of the peace rose is a very
The hand
delicate
microphone would
operation.
appear to be the ideal solution to the feedback problem. Unless one is endowed with remarkably long arms, it is quite impossible to stand too far away from this type of microphone.
Great pleasure to present as our guest speaker.
Unfortunately, the hand microphone encourages a wholly different speaking style. This style may be called microphone mastication.
Gives me great pleasure this afternoon, ladies, to be here to present the prizes for the beautiful flowers for Mrs. Adams' gardens. As you all know,
The proponent of this technique appears to be nibbling at the microphone. Here's how it sounds to the audience.
the flower to grow. In fact, it grows wild sometimes. But for it to become a blossom as beautiful as Mrs. Johnson grew it, it takes a lot of time.
A popular variation on microphone mastication is microphone strangulation.
While the mobile industry as a whole has risen the predicted 19% over the past year,
The devotee of this style twists, throttles, and shakes the microphone stand with a vengeance.
sophisticated investor is not concerned only with the potentiality, the growth.
He appears to be locked in mortal combat with a fearful opponent.
concerned with the management capability.
The antithesis of microphone strangulation is the style that may be called treadmill oratory.
is to attack the enemy. And our attack,
The treadmill orator is in perpetual motion.
unexpectedly,
His penchant for pacing may be attributable to a high metabolism rate, or perhaps to the fear of presenting a stationary target to the audience.
called
In any event, the audience hears only bits and pieces of what the treadmill orator says.
each flight that a combat plane flies against the enemy is called a sortie.
Of course, no serious syllabus of microphone styles would be complete without mentioning the double-jointed elocutionist. He knows the purpose of the microphone, but is hard-pressed to use it properly because of its position.
One of the finest athletes we've had in many years, John Anderson. Thank you very much.
Although it is quite simple to adjust most microphones, and it is perfectly acceptable to ask the master of ceremonies to help adjust the more complicated ones, the avid double-jointed elocutionist invariably prefers to adjust his posture rather than the microphone.
My fellow teammates
for all their hard work, and I'm really looking forward for next year.
And in this,
The speaking situation itself varies according to room acoustics, sensitivity of the microphone, and amplifier volume. That's why the accomplished audience-oriented speaker watches and listens to the preceding speakers to judge the proper distance he should stand from the microphone. When his turn comes, he adjusts the microphone to the correct height, stands comfortably erect, and talks directly into the microphone in a normal conversational tone, while maintaining eye contact with the audience. He usually listens carefully to his own voice being broadcast back to him through the speaker system, and thus evaluates his clarity and volume.
we've heard their incantations on that great deity, the guaranteed annual wage.
Ladies and gentlemen,
In a field house, stadium, or very large auditorium, however, the sound reverberation may be so pronounced and distracting that the speaker must consciously try not to listen to himself. In this situation, the speaker must concentrate on what he is saying to avoid the distraction of hearing his own voice.
I would like to make a few remarks. As my term of office as president of this division comes to a close.
If the audience-oriented speaker is ever in doubt about his listener's ability to hear him, he simply asks if everyone can hear.
Indeed, stalked by starvation. By the way, if there's anyone in the back of the room who can't hear me, please raise your hand. Thank you. But it's difficult for me.
It is an act of common courtesy which the audience appreciates. Once he is certain he is communicating with the audience, he rarely turns his head away from the microphone, except to cough or clear his throat.
Reconcile these eloquent descriptions of rampant starvation with the facts. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for a very fine report. Now let's go on.
Coughing into a microphone can have a shattering effect upon an audience.
The cell theory.
The conscientious, audience-oriented speaker faces a special problem in presenting visual aids. A negative example makes the point.
Cells come in different sizes and shapes, in different internal contents. But there are two things that can always readily be discernible through a microscope. The nucleus and the cytoplasm in which
The problem is obvious, and so is the solution.
Now we've talked about
The speaker may position the visual aids within easy reach of the microphone,
Now for the mitochondria.
or arrange for an assistant to handle the visuals, while the speaker explains them from the microphone position.
The nucleus contains the chromatic material.
Whenever available, the lavalier microphone is the ideal solution to this problem. It was designed to permit the speaker to move about freely without breaking verbal contact with the audience.
What's the cell all about? What's the cell membrane?
Man has been called a reasoning animal.
The accomplished, audience-oriented speaker recognizes the microphone as a useful tool, and like any good craftsman, he permits his tools to do most of the work for him. For example, when he wishes to emphasize a point, he need not step backward and raise his voice. He can lean forward and lower his voice.
But still, I am one. I cannot do everything, but still, I can do something.
In a radio station, the speaker often encounters two rather unique conditions.
Come live with me and be my love.
The absence of a visible audience and the necessity to read from a prepared script.
Dale and field and all the craggy mountains yield.
The combination of these two factors may cause an inexperienced radio speaker to freeze into a self-conscious, somewhat mechanical delivery.
Melodious birds sing madrigals.
Bring out the tall tales now that we told by the fire as the gaslight bubbled like a diver. Ghosts woo.
The more experienced radio speaker, however, uses gestures and facial expressions freely. He doesn't feel foolish about gesturing to the blank walls of an empty studio because he knows that these natural movements are automatically reflected in the tone and emphasis of his voice. And in radio, the voice is everything. It must transmit not only the speaker's message, but also his attitude and personality.
Holding a stone in his hand just in case. And all
Although the effective radio speaker may read his speech, it doesn't sound as if he's reading it because he concentrates on the meaning of the words rather than on the words themselves.
We reached the black bulk of the house.
I turned the gas down. Many successful radio speakers practice their delivery by recording their voices on tape.
And then I slept. I turned the gas down. I got into bed.
The playback of the tape gives the speaker an invaluable opportunity to hear himself exactly the way his audience will hear him.
And when we'd stopped running, we were outside.
Regardless of whether he is speaking on the radio or through a public address system, the single most important characteristic of the audience-oriented speaker is his ability to avoid the extremes in microphone technique. He neither stands back and shouts,
Every one of you out there that dance in that game tonight.
You know how the poppy does.
nor huddles close and whispers.
And it takes a lot of effort.
The mobile industry as a whole has
He neither grapples with the microphone
the full 19%.
To repeat,
nor retreats from it.
It gives me great
He
pleasure
neither stretches on tiptoe
to give this award
nor bends double to reach it.
for presenting me with this trophy.
Does that sound like
He
one
has
of these?
discovered that microphones operate best when he uses the simplest, most natural approach to them. There is nothing remarkable about this style, except for its effectiveness.
Not by my definition of poverty.
I'll be honest, that is one of the most useful educational films that I have ever shown. Man, I kind of wonder what class this was shown in. It was probably a communications class, but man, so many people don't know how to use a microphone, and I have certainly been guilty of it in certain situations, but I've also worked with people who are sound people at conferences. And yeah, it's like, you can't just, anyways, that one thing about masticating the microphone. Yeah, there's we transfer audio tapes, and we oftentimes have, where little kids are given the microphone and they just put it right in their mouth. And so, pretty great. Okay. More Centron. Of course, more Centron. This is nutrition, some food for thought. And there's some stereotypes in here. Enjoy.
Next, we add a smidgen of bromine. Yeah. And then some ascorbic acid. Where did I put it? Igor! Igor!
Yes, doctor, right here.
There you are. Where is the ascorbic acid?
It's right here.
Oh, good, good. Igor, the formula is almost completed. This time I will succeed, or my name is not
Dr. Hans von Strudel.
Ah, that's it. That's it.
Well, what are you making this time?
It's a formula for a nutrition pill. A pill was going to take their place of food.
What? How?
Simple, Dummkopf. This pill will contain all the chemical substances the human body needs for good nutrition. So, instead of eating food, all you gotta do is take one of my pills 3 times a day. Pretty smart, huh?
No, Doctor, your idea isn't very smart. In fact, it's rather silly.
Who's that? Where are you?
I'm the narrator of this film. No, you can't see me. It's my job to teach the facts about good nutrition to all those children out there.
I don't see any children.
Me neither.
They're watching just the same. And it's a mistake for them to think that any pill can take the place of good, nutritious food.
Yeah? Well, we'll see about that. Come, Igor. Let's go back to work.
Well, good luck. Dr. von Strudel has overlooked an important fact. Most of us would rather eat food than take pills. Why? Because we like the taste and smell of food. We enjoy eating food because it satisfies our hunger and gives us pleasure.
Really?
We enjoy eating food for another reason. Mealtime gives us a chance to be with other people. It's the perfect time to enjoy the company of family and friends. Getting together for a nutrition pill wouldn't be nearly as satisfying or enjoyable.
Some fun, huh? Yeah, would be.
The simple fact is, most of us like food, but we also need food. To be more exact, we need certain parts of food called nutrients. There are about 50 nutrients necessary for life and health. Nutrition experts divide these nutrients into 5 main kinds: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals, and vitamins. Water and oxygen can be considered nutrients too, because they're also essential for life and health. But for now, let's learn about the nutrients in food. Each kind of nutrient has important work to do in your body. Carbohydrates and fats give you energy. It takes energy to keep you warm and to do everything you do, to work, grains, and many kinds of vegetables. You also get carbohydrates from fruits, syrup and honey, milk, and from the many foods that contain ordinary white sugar. Ounce for ounce, fats supply twice as much energy as carbohydrates. Fats can be divided into 2 groups: visible and invisible fats. Visible fats are those that are added to foods. They include butter, margarine, oils, and shortening. Invisible fats are those that are naturally present in foods. The fats contained in milk, meat, fish, eggs, and nuts are all considered invisible fats. Not all the carbohydrates and fats you eat are used to supply energy. Some are stored as body fats under your skin and around various muscles and organs. A certain amount of body fat is good because it serves as a supply of stored energy and also helps hold in body heat. But too much body fat serves no useful purpose and can be harmful to health. Like fats and carbohydrates, proteins may supply energy. However, the main job of proteins is to give your body materials for growth. Your body uses proteins to build, repair, and maintain the cells that make up your bones, muscles, blood, skin, and every other part of you. You get animal proteins from meat, fish, eggs, milk, and cheese. Plant proteins are found in dried beans and dried peas, all kinds of nuts, and peanut butter. Minerals are also necessary for growth and repair of body cells. Milk supplies the two minerals you need in the largest amount, calcium and phosphorus. They help build strong teeth and bones. Calcium also helps your muscles and nerves work properly. The iron you get from meat and vegetables is necessary for healthy red blood. Here are some other minerals you need for good nutrition. They can be found in many different foods. To get enough iodine, you usually need to use iodized salt, which has this mineral added. Like minerals, vitamins are also essential for good nutrition. Some vitamins are named by letters. Others have chemical names. All are important. For example, thiamine, riboflavin, and vitamin D help your body use the other nutrients in food. The vitamin C in citrus fruits, such as oranges, helps wounds heal and keeps gums healthy. And the vitamin A in yellow and green vegetables keeps your skin and eyes healthy. Almost all foods contain some kinds of vitamins and minerals. But different foods provide different kinds and amounts of these nutrients. That's why it's important to eat a variety of foods. Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals, and vitamins. These are the 5 kinds of nutrients you need every day for energy, growth, and health.
Oh, Mr. Narrator, are you there?
Yes, what is it?
History in the making, that's what. Looky, the final ingredient of my nutrition pill formula.
You're wasting your time, Doctor.
Nein, my nutrition pill will make food obsolete. Here goes.
Looks like there's still no shortcut to good nutrition.
Wow, that stuff is dynamite.
But there are some things you can do to make sure you get all the nutrients you need in the right amounts. One is to eat a balanced diet. To help people plan meals that provide a balanced diet, nutrition experts have divided foods into 4 basic food groups. There's the milk group, the meat protein group, the bread and cereal group, and the fruit vegetable group. To have good nutrition, you should eat foods from each group every day. The milk group includes milk, all kinds of cheese, yogurt, and ice cream. You should drink 3 or 4 glasses of milk each day. A serving of cheese or ice cream can take the place of some of the milk. The meat protein group is made up of red meats, poultry, eggs, fish, nuts, dried beans and peas, and peanut butter. You need at least 2 servings of foods from the meat protein group every day. The bread and cereal group contains the many foods made from grain, whole wheat and enriched bread, rolls, crackers, breakfast cereals, and macaroni products. You should eat at least 4 servings daily from the bread and cereal group. You also need at least 4 servings a day from the vegetable and fruit group, including 1 serving daily of a citrus fruit, juice, or vegetables rich in vitamin C, and 1 or 2 servings of green or yellow vegetables for vitamin A and other nutrients. The snacks you eat should also supply essential nutrients. Do you think these snacks are nutritious? No. Potato chips, soft drinks, candy, donuts, and the like provide lots of calories, but they lack important nutrients. Snacking on such foods can sometimes spoil your appetite for more nutritious foods you need. Also, candy and other sweet snack foods contain a great deal of sugar, and eating lots of sugary foods can lead to tooth decay. So get in the habit of eating nutritious snacks, such as fruit, raw vegetables, cheese, or nuts. Of course, you might like some sweet foods, but save them for the proper time, after you've eaten a nutritious meal. There's one other thing you can do to have good nutrition. Eat a good breakfast every day. Is this boy eating a good breakfast? Breakfast is your most important meal of the day. That's because your body has gone without food all night. When you eat a poor breakfast, or none at all, you don't get the nutrients you need to feel or do your best during the day. So always eat a good breakfast. It makes a difference.
Hey there, Mr. Narrator.
Uh-oh, here we go again.
I have finally succeeded. Looky, my nutrition pill. What you say now, wise guy?
No one can swallow that.
Oh, yeah? Show him, Igor. Me? Oh, I'll help.
Give up, Doctor. We've already seen that there's a better way for people to get the nutrients they need. And that is to eat foods from the 4 basic food groups every day. 3 or 4 servings from the milk group, 2 servings from the meat protein group, and 4 servings each from the bread cereal and fruit vegetable groups. Now that's not hard to swallow, is it?
Well, it's food for thought.
That narrator was very good at enunciating, but it was terribly, terribly boring. And plus he left out like the most important food group of all. And that is, let's see if I can, the black jelly bean group. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Easter is the time of year that I buy giant bags of black jelly beans. This is not an endorsement for or by Brock's. But man, I love making some black jelly beans. Nobody else really in my, none of my staff really seems to care about black jelly beans though. So that's their loss. I bought 2 bags, so I'll be set for a while. Thanks so much for tuning in today. So tomorrow we're gonna kind of revisit the toe tapping tournament songs, jingles. And nobody's written me any other suggestions. So we're going to go back to that list that I showed yesterday. But we have to decide tomorrow, because Monday I'm not going to be doing a live show because I'm going to be showing films in a classroom at NC State. So And then the tournament is Tuesday with the Found Footage Festival, Tuesday night. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate your eyeballs and your comments. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, donate via the Super Thanks button or via Patreon, ko-fi.com/avgeeks. Also, I am weighing the possibility of adding memberships to YouTube, where you would instead of having to donate, you would just pay something, and trying to figure out what incentives I would have. And it could be something that you get to see stuff before anybody else. It could be that the compilations that I am putting on Patreon only right now could be something that you would have access to as well. Let me know what you think. Again, you can email me at skip@avgeeks.com, and I would love to hear from you. Everybody have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go pick up my wife at the airport, and then I'm probably going to crash. So, everybody take care. We'll see you soon.